This is Dr. Herbert Harris, and today is, wow, we're starting a brand new year, and we're looking at how to start that new year most effectively. We call it Power Start Your New Year. And this is Success Mentorship class number 143. And as you know, our classes are based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. And if you don't have one, you can't go into this new year without a book. It's available on Amazon, Key Bookstore, almost all digital platforms. The 12 Universal Laws of Success. Be sure to get the Super Achiever edition. And you can also get it through our website, which is www.12. That's the number 12, uls.com, www.12uls.com. When you get it through our website, we'll send you a free audiobook, over 6 hours of recorded information. So now let's get into our topic, Power Start Your New Year. And I love to open with a quote. Quote coming from the great Plato, one of the great philosophers on whom much of Western thought is based. And Plato said, "The beginning is the most important part of the work." The beginning is the most important part of the work. So now that we've sort of set the stage, the beginning is the most important part of the work. Let us put ourselves in that spiritual vibration where we can be most effective in doing what we must do today. So let us do our meditation. So let's just sit straight up in our seats. Let's close our eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in through our nose. Hold it. Let it out slowly through your mouth. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out slowly. And let us affirm, I am at peace with myself. Together. I am at peace with myself. Let that peace just sink in. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out slowly. And in this peaceful state, our minds are open, receptive, and ready to learn. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let us say that together. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. All right. Wow. I feel great today. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, man, on Instagram, we got a lot of folks. Share this with other people. Today, I think if you want to make this year, this new year, your year for success, this is where you need to be. So please, on Instagram and on Facebook, share this broadcast with your friends, with your contacts, even share it with your enemies. It'll help them. When I look at the new year, I always think that we're going to make this year our year for outrageous success. I think every one of us, when we start that new year, we say we're going to make resolutions. We're going to do this. We're going to lose weight. We're going to do more exercise. We're going to read. We're going to learn something new. And it is all a part of the process of starting over, of making a new beginning. Well, the beautiful thing about making a new beginning is that you can do it any time. Sometimes people spend their lives trying to change their beginnings, the early parts of their lives, which you can't do. but you can change the ending. So you can always create a new ending, and you create a new ending in your life by creating a new beginning. And I don't mean the termination of life. When I say a new ending, meaning a new representation of who you are and what you are about, a new vision for yourself. Every ending is a new beginning. So wherever you are right now, wherever as we close out this year, as we have already closed out last year, wherever we were at the end of last year is really where we started this year. You know, you don't make a big jump like on December 31st, you were absolutely stupid, and on January 1st, you're brilliant. It doesn't happen like that. It's a continuous process. And so every ending is the start of a new beginning, and it is in your power. Also, we must recognize that wherever we are right now, whatever's going on in our lives right now is the result of our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings, our habits, and our associations, who we hang out with, who we permit to come into our lives. The beautiful thing about life is that whatever those thoughts, emotions, habits, and associations are, you have the power to change them. I have the power to change my thoughts. I have the power to change my emotions. I have the power to change my habits. I have the power to change my associations. Let's do that affirmation, that series together. I have the power to change my thoughts. I have the power to change my emotions. I have the power to change my habits. I have the power to change my associations. And the beautiful thing about that is that the past doesn't matter. One of the other great thinkers, Shabazz Sharif, said, forget the baggage of the past and make a new beginning. Forget the baggage of the past and make a new beginning. That's a powerful thought, folks, because so many times we go through life, it's almost like driving your car looking in the rearview mirror. We get so focused on our past failures, our past disappointments, our past bad relationships, all the things that didn't work. And we don't focus on the things that do work. Thank you, thank you, thank you. on Instagram, have some great comments. Every ending is a new beginning, absolutely. The second law of success, and one of the reasons that I love to promote our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success, is that the laws of success are as absolute as the physical laws. You have spiritual laws, you have physical laws. The physical laws tend to operate in the immediate presence. So the law of gravity, if you jump out of the window, you're going to fall to the ground immediately. Okay. The law of thought may not manifest immediately, but the spiritual law says that it will manifest. The first law of success says you become what you think about in your heart. It says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As a person thinketh in their heart, so are they. And so the spiritual laws work absolutely. The thing that interferes with the execution of the spiritual laws sometimes is doubt. We can have a thought, and then we can have a contrary thought. I want to be rich, and then a contrary thought is, I'll never be rich. My daddy wasn't rich. I come from a long line of broke people. Okay. But the key to creating this year exactly the way you want it to be, the key to power starting this year is to recognize the second law of success is that be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. So as we start this new year, the power start this new year, the first thing we have to do is really transform our thinking. Earl Nightingale said, you become what you think about most of the time. Every goal book, every success book that you read, you'll see it. It says, write your goals and read them over 3 or 4 times a day minimum. So why do you do that? Because it gives you the opportunity to focus your thoughts on that you desire. So what is the key to transformation? There are 2 keys to transformation. One is power. The power of transformation varies directly as our level of vibration. As a human being, as a matter of fact, every created object, animate or inanimate, has a vibration, has a level of vibration, a level of energy. The unique thing about us as human beings is we have the ability to be aware of the power of vibration, and we have the ability to change that level of vibration. Einstein said E, energy, vibration, equals MC squared, mass, manifestation, times the speed of light. Conversely, mass, manifestation, equals your energy level, your vibration level, divided by the speed of light. Your level of vibration determines, let's see, your level of vibration determines the level at which you operate that power of attraction. We often talk about the law of attraction. Let's see, we have a couple of people waiting. Let me see. Let me let them in. Waiting room. Okay, good. All right. Well, come on in. Waiting room. Okay. All right. Let me just, we have participants, we have people waiting to come into the room, and I want to bring them in. Okay. Let's see. All right. Waiting room. Where is it? Okay. The waiting room, they'll be coming in a moment. Let me admit them all. Wow. So many people are coming today that, here we go. Okay. So when we think about this, when we look at the power aspect of what we're saying, the power aspect of making this your powerful year, of transforming this year, says that you must increase your level of vibration, your level of excitement, your level of intensity about that you want. And so when you see people who are excited about things, who are like, man, I want to do this. I love in the days of Muhammad Ali was a young man. He used to, everywhere he got up here, I am the greatest. I am the greatest. He used to yell it out. He'd be in the middle of an interview and I am the greatest. And people would look at him like he was crazy, but look at the proof. He was the greatest. Now, I can't say he was better than Jack Johnson or Rocky, any of those other boxers, but he declared himself to be the greatest. He created a vibration level, an energy level that people believed in it. People believed him. So you have the power to increase your level of vibration by focusing on that you desire, by focusing on your goals. So your power is tied in with your focus. There's a great thought that says, where focus goes, power flows. Remember that now. Where focus goes, power flows. And so when you focus on your goals, as they say, read your goal statement over 3 or 4 times a day. Reading it over forces you to focus on it. And when you focus on it, your spiritual energy, your vibration passes into manifesting it. And so the more you focus on it, the quicker it will manifest. The other aspect of transformation is passion. So you focus on that you want. Passion is your level of desire. The interesting thing about passion is that you are constantly tested to see how badly you want it. Think about this now. There's something about the law of manifestation that the challenges that you encounter force you to be better, force you to rise to the occasion. And it's almost as though we are like a piece of coal. You know, the difference between a diamond and a piece of coal is pressure. The chemical composition, the chemical formula is the same, basically. But the diamond is a coal, a piece of coal that has been exposed to extreme pressure. One of the laws of the universe is that pressure generates growth, which generates change. And so in our lives, those of you who have, this last year has been, let's just say, a very interesting year. Okay. So many of us have been exposed to pressures, to things that we never even thought would ever happen. Our money pressures, our financial pressures, our emotional pressures. I mean, we've been fearful of the disease, the pandemic, so many pressures. But the essence of pressure is to make you better. You literally fail your way to success. Your level of desire increases as you are knocked down and resolve to get up again. There's a beautiful song that says, it's not how many times you stumble down, it's the number of times you pick yourself up off the ground and keep moving on to meet your goals. So this new year, when you power start this new year, you make a commitment to always get up. One of my good friends, I think it was really jolly, he says, when you knock me down, just try to fall on your back so you can be looking up to figure out how to get out of there, to figure out how to do something better. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you. Thank you. You all are sharing. Beautiful, beautiful. So now you increase your passion by increasing your level of commitment, where you say only success. You see, any thought you permit to come into your mind can determine the outcome you experience. So you think back, I remember that Olympic when, was it Nadia Comaneci on the gymnastics, and her coach was Bella Caroli. And the persons who had gone before her had done such a magnificent job, was so good at what they were doing that he could only say to her, need a 10. In other words, you cannot win this thing unless you do a perfect program. And Nadia Comaneci, her response was, got a 10. Need a 10, got a 10. And so your level of desire must be just that strong. Last year we talked about commitment to action. Well, the desire, the passion of your desire is so strong that you do not admit failure. You recognize that in life, there are only two things, victories and lessons. So when you look at life like that, I had an uncle, and he was like the epitome of negativity. And he would say, I told him I was a student of personal growth, and I was working at every seminar that came along, every course that came along, every wise man that came through. I wanted to go and hear him and sit at his feet and learn. And I said, I told my uncle, I said, well, I'm really working to find myself. And his level of negativity was so strong. He said, well, when you find yourself, you're going to be broke. That's the power of who you let come around you. And I'm doing a side here. There's some people, some associations that you have, each and I have, that are so negative, you don't need to let them come into your life. But every now and then you have a person, an entity that's extremely negative, but yet they have something that you want, something that would benefit you. So with my uncle, his negativity, I found his negativity was spoken. In other words, he always had something negative to say. But if you watched how he lived his life, you could learn a lot. So there's some people that you have to turn off what they say, but watch their feet. When I was working with him, the one thing in my desire that was so strong was I didn't want to be who he was, but I wanted to go where he had gone, where he went. Our listeners today, Think about those people in your life that are negative, that pump out and spew negativity. A way to look at the ones that you should shut out or the ones that you should keep around is, do they in the living of their lives give you some instruction, something that can help you? So maybe you just need to turn off the hearing and turn on the seeing. Watch what they do and learn from that and forget what they say. So realizing that you increase your passion by always trying, always going through the process of one more blow, one more time. That then gives you the vibration that elevates your level of commitment. And that it's interesting, the higher your level of commitment, the greater your vibration level. So the two work together. Power and passion basically feed on one another. So when we go forward this year, one of the key questions, two questions to ask ourselves. One is, what will you stop doing? When we look at where we are right now, for all of our listeners, write that down. Just ask yourself, when we finish today, what will I stop doing, man? What are some of the things that, the way I lived last year, the things that happened to me last year, there are certain things I am definitely going to stop doing. Well, one, I'm going to stop letting negative thoughts come into my mind. Number two, I'm going to stop letting negative people come into my life. I'm going to stop having negative feelings about myself. Whenever those negative thoughts come into your mind that you can't do it, I'm not going to let them come in anymore. Anytime a thought comes in that I can't do it, I'm going to transform that thought into I can. Whatever happens, I can. I can do it. I can do it no matter what. One of the most critical things over this new year is, who do you let come into your life? There's certain people you say, I'm not going to let these people into my life anymore. Because people always tell you who they are. It's the interesting thing. They can put on a mask. You know, there are people there, what do you call them? Silver-tongued devils. They can say things so profoundly that you're like, oh my goodness, it's just like Moses coming down off the mountain. Whatever he said should be chiseled in stone. And then you find that they are not for real. Y'all have been there. Hello from Jordan. Thank you so much for joining us. Block them out. You got that right. So when you look at those things that you're not going to do this year, make a list of them, because, you know, it's very instructive to know what not to do. So that when those people come into your life, you go, that's not for me. When that thought comes into your mind about, let's say, lack and limitation, that's not for me. On the other side of the paper, make a list of the things that you're going to start doing. I'm going to start getting up a certain time each day. I'm going to start doing my exercise each day. I'm going to start writing out my plan for tomorrow, the night before I go to bed. When you write all the list of the things that you're going to do, look at the things that you're not going to do anymore. You're literally laying out a roadmap. You're like acting as your own GPS. You know, the GPS functions by eliminating, you know, when you make a wrong turn, the GPS says recalibrating. So when you look at what you will not do and what you will do, that's your way of recalibrating, transforming yourself and setting yourself up. Another key thing to think about is, what are the things you had to apologize for? You know, sometimes in life, we may let anger take us over. Somebody may say something that just irks you to the bone, and boy, you respond in a way that was like maybe inappropriate. You hurt their feelings. You did something that was not good, and man, you have to go back and apologize. So one of the key things, instructions of life, is to look at things you had to apologize for, or the things you wanted to apologize for. That can give you a lot of information about what you don't want to do next year. Looking at the things you want to do, wow. I'll give you a couple of keys. Number one, be protective of your time. The time is the great equalizer. You have the same number of minutes in your day that I have in mine. And so the results that I get at the end of my day determine on how I use those minutes. The results you get in your life depend on how you use those minutes. So be protective of your time. Be better organized. Sandra tells me I spend so much time looking for stuff, and I guarantee you many of you are like that. You spend more time looking for stuff. I have bought more things again just because I couldn't find them, the ones when I bought them the last time. My daughter and I were shopping, and I'm like, I'm going to buy another one of these cords. Like, another extension cord? Where's the one you bought last month? I don't know. One of the key things is to be committed to do it now. If there's one thing in this whole talk that can transform your life this new year, is to do it now. Do not procrastinate. Whatever it is, do it now. And so the next key, we're going to get back to basics. You know, and I think it was one of the great football coaches, he said every year when the professional football players came back to the training camp, these guys were making millions of dollars. He always started his coaching with the thought of, gentlemen, this is a football. He always took it back to basics. So let's go back to basics as we begin to wrap up. Number one, success must be in your mind first. Everything that we do and we experience is based on our thoughts. Success starts in our minds, that we have to have a constant vision in our mind of what success means to us. If you can't see success the way you want it to be, you'll never experience it. Number two, be constant in your efforts. Life is lived on a daily basis. In fact, life is lived on an hourly basis. In fact, life is lived on a second basis. In other words, the decision you make each moment determines what happens the rest of your life. Someone once said a decision made emotionally, a bad decision made emotionally can change your entire life. That moment you let someone make you angry, you responded in another way, and somebody ends up seriously injured or dead. That moment transformed your life. So to be constant in your efforts means that you don't take a break from your success journey. That you don't stop for rest and reward too soon. When you stop, it creates negativity. If we look at life as a garden, and the flowers are the good ideas, the good projects, the good thoughts you have. If you stop protecting that garden, you don't have to plant weeds. If you don't affirmatively work on keeping those flowers safe and pulling up the weeds, those weeds will consume your garden. And so the moment you stop at the first sign of success, you let the weeds creep in. As your efforts begin to produce results, work even harder. You know, there's this idea, and I think American thought, you know, that you got to take a break. I've been really working hard. I need a break. Let me tell you something, folks. When you're on that success journey, when you start getting results, work even harder. If you made $100 today, make $150 tomorrow. Make $200 the next day. The more effort you put forth, the higher your level of vibration. The higher your level of vibration, the stronger your passion. And the stronger your passion, the more the law of attraction will pull into your space that which you need. Number three, get away from the crowd at the bottom. One of the beautiful things about this pandemic is you haven't been able to go and hang around some people you should never be hanging around with in the first place. One of the most difficult steps you will take on your success journey is to get away from the crowd at the bottom, is to get those people out of your lives who will undermine what you want to do, who will stand back and just throw darts. And the unfortunate thing, so many times, it's your friends and family, the people close to you. And I often wonder, why is that? And I guess it's because sometimes it's jealousy, but many times people just want to hold on to how they see you, how they want you to be. You know, there are many people who want you to be dumber than they are, who want you to be less successful than they are. And so when these people are around you, guess what they're emitting? They're emitting a negative vibration to undermine your efforts. There are many unsuccessful, mediocre people who have failed to recognize their own potential. Well, that's on them. That's not on you. And so when they fail to recognize their own potential, they literally emit a vibration that can confuse and interact with your vibration to diminish your power, to interfere with your passion. You must clear the deck. You see, one of the other challenges about having the wrong people around you is the law of displacement. I think when Archimedes discovered the fact, the displacement law, when he got in the tub and the water rose, he said, Eureka, I found it. Well, when you have the wrong people in your space, they literally keep out the right people, because other people will judge you by the people you have around you. And so this year, one thing that I think each of us should commit to is to surround ourselves with the right people, with people who know more than we do, with people who have more than we have, with people who are going where we would like to go. Because when people see you around the people who are where you want to go and what you want to be, you begin to attract other people who will help you. Once you break away from the crowd, now you're going to be a little lonely. This pandemic has taught us how to be lonely and okay. You know, the kids, when I was a kid, we never said, I'm bored. I listen to kids now and I'm bored. I got nothing to do. I'm bored. I think my mother would slap my face off as I said I'm bored. I don't ever remember, not many of you who are over, let's be euphemistic. Many of you who are over 25. I guarantee there was no, if you went to your mother and you said, I'm bored, she'd look at you like, boy, why don't you go out and pick some cotton, go out and dig some holes, go out and clean up your room. You never told your mother you were bored because you were going to get an assignment. So when you break away from those people who are not going where you want them to go, it's okay. Be lonely, because that's when you can be still and know who you really are. Number 4, be willing to change your life completely. Once you have that goal and your vision, you must be willing to do whatever it takes to make your life congruent with and consistent with your goals, to make your life harmonic with your goals. Many times you're doing things right now that are okay, but as you get closer and closer to your goal, you can't afford to do them anymore. There are many people that are okay, but as you get higher and higher up your success ladder, you can't afford to be around them anymore. If there's anything about the way you think or feel that's counterproductive to achieving your goals, you got to get rid of it. You got to handle it. You have to be committed to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes. As I said before, there's only victories and lessons. So if it doesn't work out the way you thought it would, it's a lesson. Learn from it. If it works out exactly the way you thought it was, it's a victory. Learn from it. You know, we're often more instructive to our failures than to our successes, but we must diagnose our success as much as we diagnose our failures. I love the affirmation. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. You woke up, you get up in the morning, you look in the mirror. Every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. You go through your life affirming every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. Guess what? You'll get better. You'll have more success. And then finally, the 5th key is to keep going and growing. Keep going and growing. To realize that life success is a never-ending cycle of increase and enjoyment. To realize that success is a continuous realization of your worthwhile purpose. All you have to do is keep going. So how do we power start our new year? What do we have to do to make this year our year for outrageous success? Number one, we got to control our thinking. We got to know that success begins in our mind first. Number two, we got to be consistent, be constant in our efforts. We have to establish a daily routine that we work on each and every day, each and every hour, each and every moment. Number three, we got to get away from the crowd at the bottom. We got to surround ourselves with people who uplift us, who love us, and who can help us. Number four, we have to be willing to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes. Be willing to change your life completely. And then number five, to recognize that success is a process of growth. That as long as you keep going and you keep growing, you're going to get better and better. Wow. Folks, power start your new year by doing whatever it takes for as long as it takes to make it happen. Thank you so much for joining us today. All of our success mentorships, classes, and our daily readings are on our membership site, and I implore each and every one of you to join us, the Success Mentorship Network, a group of people who will be there to help you with our classes, with our courses, with our mastermind groups to help you be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have whatever you want to have. Go to www.patreon.com/Success Mentorship Network. The link should be in the bottom of the page. Click on it, join us, and get all of this good stuff. And don't forget, get your copy of the 12 Universal Laws of Success. Thank you so much, Doc. Each and every one of you have a great, magnificent day, knowing always that the best is yet to come. So it is.